next Saturday night, we're sending you back to the future.
Yeah.
So we are the movie Misfits, and today Anthony's going to talk about time traveling movies.
Yeah, I want to go through my, some of my favorites. Kind of, there's a lot of time travel movies, so be a few to go through. But I want to. It is probably not a full list. I mean, it is. You can go on and on about them. But some of the ones that I like are, hopefully some of the ones that Norm's seen, so we can have some good conversation. First off, I got a list of about 20 here that I know. First one to start off, number 20. I don't know if you've seen Click with Adam Sandler.
That was a good one.
All right, so little funny movie, kind of
time travel movie.
Well, yeah. So this is one of the ones where he can stop time.
That's right.
Rewind it,
and he got older quicker.
Yeah. All right.
That. Yep.
So just wanted to mention it.
Where'd he get the Click from? Do you remember?
He got it from a store or something.
Bed
and Bath Beyond. Yeah, that's
from,
right. Some guy
Anthony Walken.
Christopher Walken.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Sold it to him.
Yeah.
Then we gave it to him or something.
Another one, all right, that I'm going to mention, I've probably seen it once, so I don't know much about it, but there was something that stuck with me about it. The Time Traveler's Wife. Who is the guy, what's his name? Eric Bana.
Eric Bana,
yeah.
Okay.
What stuck out to me from this one was the fact that he couldn't control his time travel. He had some kind of condition, and he would just all of a sudden get thrown back in time somewhere. So the whole movie, it's kind of a chick flick. Right. So it's he ends up on one of his time travel stints. He meets this girl. I think it's Rachel McAdams. So a real pretty girl. And he falls in love with her. But the whole movie was about him trying to have this relationship. I think they obviously get married because it's the time traveler's wife. But it's he would just all of a sudden disappear one morning. She'd wake up and he's gone. But she just learned to live with it. So it's a really interesting movie.
Keep coming back and forth. It
was a real interesting take on the time travel thing. So something to check out. It's a chick flick, date night thing, a
movie backup for a date,
but it's also got that for sci-fi geeks and stuff.
So it won't totally kill you to sit there to watch.
Right?
It.
Yeah. It's got that aspect
for both
to it.
Okay.
But it was ultimately a love story.
Right,
so that's so that was a good. That was what stuck out. Out of because that's one of my things with time travel. You got, was it a good movie? Was it a well-made movie, quality movie? But then, did they get the science of it? I mean, it's not really science because it's fiction.
Right,
but
so you can do whatever you want.
Did you? Yeah, right. Did they do it right? Did they put the thought into it? Because you got to think of there's so much you got to think of it. What, if you're going back in time, what you do when you go back in time, does it affect what you do? What happens in the future? How much does it affect?
How much damage you're going to cause?
The smallest, the smallest thing. If you, if somebody's crossing the street and you stop them from crossing the street, does that change? How much does that change? There's so many different things into it. So I always, that's why I like about time travel movies, because there's so much thought that has to go into it, and you could probably sit there,
there's so much room,
armchair director, and pick apart so much about a time travel movie. So that's one of the things I like about that stuff.
Is Quantum Leap on your list? Remember that show?
Well, not being a movie, no, but
I just thought of that for some reason.
That's one of those things, and that's even harder because to do it in a 2-hour movie, you could probably get away with it a lot, but to go with a show that on
I watched a couple of those.
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, I never. No, to be honest, I never really watched it that was in the days when I wasn't really watching a lot of TV. So, that's I could probably go back and watch that and enjoy it.
Probably, I know that when he went into a time, he was actually jumping in bodies.
Yeah.
To try to help something.
Yeah.
Like he'd be like an African American, or he'd be Chinese or something.
Yeah.
He could see himself in the mirror, but when he turned to other people, they saw somebody else.
They saw someone else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just remember
And
that
what was this
concept.
thing? He had to
He had to fix something.
fix something,
Yeah,
right?
and he had the guys as coach.
Yeah,
the guy from
the older guy.
The older guy, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't listen to any. I'm sure there's a few TV.
I don't know why it popped in my
TV
head.
series.
I
Yeah.
didn't even watch it all the time. I think I've seen 3 episodes maybe.
So the next one, Lupa, Bruce Willis. What's his name? The three named Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Lupa?
Lupa, yeah. It
Lupa.
was,
Oh,
yeah.
When
he was,
I saw
yeah,
that.
like Bruce Willis was.
Yeah.
He goes back. He has to.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. I remember that.
So
that was a newer movie.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
it wasn't
like
like
in
in
the
the
last 10
80s.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
like in the last 10 years.
I saw that.
Really, for some reason, the thing I remember about it was the Joseph Gordon-Levitt, how they kind of made him look like Bruce Willis, because he was Bruce Willis as he was younger.
Right.
Yeah, and it was the whole thing was he was like, shit, I don't even remember the exact. It's been a while since I've seen it, but
Yeah,
I remember it was like he was like they were like time bounty hunters. Like they would go back in time to like take somebody out, and but yeah, that was one that had another like an odd spin on it. All right, so you gotta talk about time travel. You gotta mention Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
No, you didn't see that. I mean, it was
Did you see the
a
sequel?
goofball comedy. Yeah. And it was. I heard it was like really good, and it was. It was all right. I mean, it was. If you're not I wasn't a big fan of the originals.
I wasn't.
And it was. It was what it was. But yeah, I mean, I guess it was a nostalgia thing, I guess, because it came out a long time after Bill and Ted. So, Source Code, Jake Gyllenhaal. I forget who the girl was in it, but that was one where he was. They sent him back. There was a terrorist attack on a train, and Jake Gyllenhaal. I can't remember. I think he was in the army. He was. They sent him back into somebody else's body, and he had to go on this train. He had like 8 minutes to try to figure out who had the bomb and stop the attack. It was a good movie. I'd put that on as far as the technological aspect.
What was the title of that movie?
Source Code.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, it was a really good movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And once again, like they played a little bit with the whole time travel thing. It was basically they just kept sending him back to the same point in time, and every time he would end up dying at the end of the 8 minutes, but they just kept sending him back, and it was just funny because he kept like that was like a thing like I'm gonna blow up again, but they did it like time after time until he could find out who set the bomb and all that stuff. So that was another one that had some good I'm not spending a lot of time on these 11 through 20 and just kind of like going through them.
What was the movie that Tom Cruise did? Not Minority Report, because that was kind of
Edge of Tomorrow.
That's
that's in my that we'll get into that. That's in yep. Interstellar. You see that one? Chris Nolan movie.
I saw it once.
Matthew McConaughey. That was a little bit. It was definitely time travel. It was in space travel. There was a lot going on in that one. Good movie.
Yeah, that was a space
okay
movie.
Yeah. Like he went. He goes out in I forget where they go. They're looking for alternate Earths, like somewhere. There's something going on Earth. I think it was like had to do with climate change and that kind of thing. But all right movie. Wasn't that? I mean, I didn't enjoy it too much, but they did have some interesting takes on the whole time travel thing.
It had a good concept.
X-Men: Days of Future Past. Obviously, going back in time. What stood out to me on that was Wolverine. The way he still looks the same. So like they went back. I forget how. I don't even
They
remember
went back.
how.
They went back all the way back to Kennedy. John
Yeah,
Kennedy.
yeah. I don't remember what point in time it was in the future though.
It was way in the future. It was
like,
after,
yeah.
It was
because
way-
they already had the Sentinels were
Yeah,
attacking
yeah,
them,
it was
and they
already-
were
the
just
world was
trying
already
to
demolished,
stop.
yeah.
Yeah.
They were killing mutants like a champ. So it's like, I think only the strong ones are still left.
Yeah, basically.
Basically,
yeah.
yeah.
There was only a few of them.
Yeah.
Now, you probably know this better than me. Logan, the movie Logan. Where is that in respects to?
Logan was based on a comic that I looked up that didn't sell well.
Yeah.
And him getting. I mean, it's not in the popular version of the comic because
I mean, it was obviously after X-Men: Days of Future Past because he was
kinda
already
different
getting
because
old.
it's not really.
Is it a different
connected.
world? Like kind of.
Kinda, yeah or no. It's almost like if you made a Wolverine movie, then I made a Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're both different. You know what I mean? It's not really connected to yours.
Right.
It's kind of like that. Like
Yeah.
that's like the two Spider-Man movies, Tony Maguire, and then this guy, and then
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was,
I got you.
It's like it's kind of because it was in the future, but it just they base it off.
Well, because
another
it
comic.
seems like Logan was a pretty. Not to get off topic, but Logan was a pretty, like. It was like what's the word I'm looking for? Like it was a pretty big deal. Like that's where like Xavier, pretty much.
The concept of him was concept of that was pretty good, but
Yeah.
but Logan, what his healing factor, he's a mutant. His healing factor is never going to shut down.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's got poisoned by the adamantium, fans weren't buying it.
Yeah.
And they weren't really pleased that they killed him off, and then his claws were stuck.
Yeah,
It was almost
yeah.
like watching a defeated version of Wolverine when we never even got to see the Berserker stage of
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Yeah,
They touched
yeah,
on it
yeah.
in one of the X-Men
Yeah.
movies, but it was like.
And what was the deal at the end? Though, with like he's basically they're saying he's gonna come back. Like the
I don't know. How they, I don't know. I mean, they killed him all, but that's another topic.
another topic for another day. Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of that movie.
Yeah.
It was very disappointing.
This is a little bit lower than maybe I could have put it, but we talked about this earlier. Time Bandits, classic.
Absolutely
When I was a
love
kid,
that movie.
it really like struck a chord. It's got one of those plays like those movies that you see when you're young, and it's like
it just
wow,
stains you in
just
your brain.
It blows you away. Yeah,
It still holds time. If
Yeah.
you watch it today, you're like, wow, it's still decent.
yeah. That's
not-
the thing. I can't remember the last time I saw it.
You saw it and you won't be disappointed.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's
and I
such
gotta
a
do
good
it.
movie.
And I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure it's on
And
HBO Max right now.
I don't know
think
if it
I'm
was.
gonna watch it.
I'm not
tonight.
sure if it was a big budget movie, but everything didn't look.
think
I
so.
watched it today
Yeah.
and it still looks good.
Yeah.
It's not like
it's got comedy. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
funny.
it's
Those
good.
little
It's a solid
those guys of the small little people.
Return the map.
Yeah.
Bring back what you have stolen from me. Return. It was creepy.
It was like
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah, that like.
No, not that door.
Do you remember what the guy's name? What was the bad guy's name? He had like a name.
The Supreme Being. That's
it.
right. The
Yeah,
Supreme Being.
yeah.
He was actually Satan, but he was a Supreme
Yeah,
Being.
yeah. He was creepy. He had that little like minion with him, like
But
master,
Sawyer,
why the sausage?
but
Yeah.
Sawyer,
Yeah.
but didn't he create you?
Yeah.
No one created me. I created myself. I can't be unmade or something like that. Instead of flipping
yeah.
out. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was so that's that's a classic.
Yeah,
Obviously
definitely
a classic. Yeah.
Definitely.
And like I said, I should have put it higher. I think it's just because I haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah, you see it again.
I gotta watch it.
Yeah, watch it again. I think she might enjoy it too.
Yeah,
because it was
it's probably,
very.
yeah.
It wasn't. It was very good.
That's all right. That's another topic. Yeah. No, you can leave that in there. She knows I'd say that anyway. Another one that had a kind of a interesting take on the time travel was Happy Death Day. I know you said you hadn't seen it.
I didn't see that one.
Really good. You'd like it because
Okay.
it's a slasher time travel movie. It definitely I want to say it hit on it kind of had some like Easter eggs kind of maybe not, but it was just like an homage to to a lot of the old slasher movies. You got a masked killer going after this girl, and the girl, she's like basically a piece of shit. Like she's just, she really is at the beginning of the movie, but she has like a character arc where like she kind of figures some things out about herself and why who she is, and you get to like her towards the end of the movie. But it's like a Groundhog Day meets Friday the 13th. You know what
That's
I mean?
interesting.
And it's good, very well made. I definitely recommend it. You should definitely. Did you saw that one? Yeah, yeah. I thought, yeah, I really liked it. The sequel, not so much. It was just kind of more of the same. But yeah, Happy Death Day. That's definitely one of my favorites. But getting into my top 10. Actually, no. And this one was on the cusp. I wasn't sure. The Jacket. Have you seen The Jacket?
I never heard of The Jacket until you just said it.
Great. Did you see it with
No, is it?
Adrian Brody? No, not that one. Yeah.
Okay, not that one.
There was, yeah. No, The Jacket way. Adrian Brody. Yeah, really good. And you know what? That's another one that it was so long ago that I watched it. I can't remember exactly what it was about. There was just this jacket that he made him go back in time. And you know what? It sucks because I don't remember anything about the fucking movie.
I'm about to go watch that and get a recap.
But I seen it like a bunch of times. It's just I'm drawing a blank right now. Definitely check it out. It was an excellent movie. That's all I remember. It was really good. All right, so we'll get into my top 10.
All right, there you go.
12 Monkeys.
I think I said that once, but I have no
Bruce
memory.
Willis, like the whole concept of that, where all right, it starts out. He's the human race was wiped out by a virus. What's left of the human race is living underground, and what they do is they develop this technology where they could send somebody back in time, but it's really like a shaky technology. Like they don't have it, like so they could try to send you back to the time that they want, but you might end up like 10 years earlier.
So all the bugs ain't out yet.
No, yeah, exactly. Like even like it was done so well because it looks like a hack, like science, like lab. You know what I mean? Like there's like plastic hanging everywhere, like sheets of plastic, and all the machinery that they put you in is just like it looks like just like Jimmy rigged, and so they'll keep sending them back, and they'll send you back for a little while, and then you'll come back. So what they're doing is they send prisoners, and they'll send they just use these people that they don't care about because they might die. They don't they don't know if they'll ever come back.
Right.
And they'll send you back in time. And they're trying to figure out what started this virus and how it happened. And so every time they send them back, they just tell them to bring us back anything you can. Like at one point, they send Bruce Willis back, and Mario, you saw 12 Monkeys? Yeah. Like they'll send him back, and he's like, one time he ends up in like an insane asylum because he's talking about the army of the 12 monkeys, and they think that that's who started the virus. And so the only thing he can do is like he sees a spider crawling on the wall, he takes it and he swallows it just so he can bring it back with him when they take him back. Because they'll if you bring them back good information, they'll like either take time off your sentence or they'll let you go. And then you have great performance by Bruce Willis, great performance by Brad Pitt. That was like one of my favorite. I think he got nominated for an supporting actor for that. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he got it, but yeah, with the crazy like his eye, he had like the crooked eye and everything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was awesome in that movie.
He was, yeah. So I mean that's definitely up there, and the way they used time travel in the movie. It was
So he ate the spider?
yeah. I was
How
like,
would you
just
extract that later?
however they did it, they liked it because they did mention like, oh, that was a good find with the spider.
Smear it out.
Yeah,
There it is.
Yeah, they were just what they were looking for was they're trying to find out who ends up doing it. And in the movie, he keeps having these flashbacks of him in an airport, and I think he gets shot in it or something like that. But there's a kid there. It actually ends up like coming around full circle where like he was actually a kid in the airport and saw himself get shot. And in the end, the virus gets out. Spoiler alert: the guy that they're trying to get ends up getting the virus out, and it happens. But leaves a little bit to the imagination. Like maybe eventually they keep doing this and they figure out how to stop it or whatever. But yeah, 12 Monkeys. That's definitely in my top 10. Number 9, Edge of Tomorrow, or whatever they're calling it nowadays. I think they changed the name. Yeah, the Edge. Yeah, I don't even remember what the other. And
I think I read them making a sequel, or they're writing it, or talking about it.
they did. They definitely have another name for it. But yeah, Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt. I
They send them out to the field, and if you defeat the guy, it's something you keep going. But if you die, you got to start all over.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. Is it's another concept on the whole time travel thing. Is where
it was like Groundhog Day kind of.
Yeah, but
if you get killed, you got to start all over.
But the way how it came about was from the aliens. So the aliens attack Earth. They're wiping us out. We're on our last leg, and one of the there's like different types of aliens. So it's just kind of like a bee colony. You got the queen, and then you got like the drones, and so most of these aliens are drones, but there's these few that are, I think they call them alphas, and they're like special. Like the regular ones just look normal. The alphas like have like this glow to them, like they're like a bluish glow. And I guess if you kill one of them, those they had the ability to go back in time. But if you, I forget how it was. If you killed one, or you were, do you remember? Like
it would go back to the next day for some reason, or I don't remember why,
because Tom Cruise.
Well, he was getting better every time he came. He was getting better, and he was getting farther.
That's why the humans couldn't beat them, because they would if you got them, it would go back.
They could go back in time. And somehow Tom Cruise got the ability to do it. I'm pretty sure it was he killed one of them. He got the blood on him. That's what it was. So he got the blood on him, and he created that. He couldn't control the ability, but every time he would die, it would go back to the time when it wasn't when he, because he kept going back in time, and he would
go back to though.
You go back to like not the academy, but where they trained you to launch out, and then he kept getting better because he started remembering that he was doing, so he was getting better every time because he was remembering.
Yeah, when does he keep waking up? That's the key.
On that carrier or whatever, on the base or something.
Yeah. Then he would come out, roll under the truck, but it was just like a time loop.
He started learning all the routines.
Yeah, and then
but nobody else knew them.
Because she had the ability, I think, and then lost it. Yeah, because after somehow you lose it after a while or something like that. But just the way they did it, and I mean, it was just a quality movie. It was great action. The special effects were good. So yeah, that's my number 9.